What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roof. So I'm going to review the fourth album by Canadian singer and rapper Tory Lanez. Basically, this product is called Chixtape 5 and it came out in the fall of 2019. Now within Fairs By here, I've reviewed at least the first Chixtape from 2011 as far as these Fairs By having pitches like that. It's a pretty hit and affable series within these pitches. This particular one is kind of like a medley of particular R&B and rhythmic type tunes in a more soulful and kind of contemporary kind of rhythm and blues type sense from like specifically the 2000s decade pitch like that. Excellent software deals good pitches. It might have like the occasional maybe one or two or so new songs pitched like that, but Section Type Fairs is getting like a loud pack and just a revamped type sense of 2000s kind of R&B. So Section Type pitches. Top of that has a banging type aspect. Some excellent type word deals. Definitely say this is a classic here as much as like the first one was pitches like that. And I haven't reviewed the other three within, at least as far as like the Chixtape series kind of got 2, 3, and 4, but within those pitches I'm going to get to those down the road within pitches like that. Some excellent type fairs. So within the particular fair about it, this is pretty bona fide within these pitches. A lot of the folks that produce like the original song within those pitches, like Ludacris with Splash Waterfalls, Snoop Dogg with Beautiful, some of those type folks that are kind of apt that have like offshoots of those particular songs are on here as well. Trey songs with Can't Help But Wait, some of those type pitches like that, and Fabulous with Never Gonna Let You Go, some of those type pitches. So just the aspect as far as just being able to stay within some of these type fairs about it. Now, not every single one of these type songs do I remember within the complex. I think enough of these the vast majority of these I do have good excellent memories with pitches like that. But there's a couple of these, like the particular Jagged Edge and Jermaine Dupri type one that I didn't remember as full bound, but pitches like that as far as these ordeals can have the excellent type fairs. So just the pitch as far as saying the variety is some good loud pack for just like a Spotify bleed type aspect, but a lot of these kind of have like a surreal type sense about them within pitches as far as talking about the flair about it, just paying attention to like the variety as far as saying this, just the aspect as far as talking about just the kind of it kind of does it in like a flashback type sense, which is really awesome to kind of get within these fairs. Just kind of warped and distorted kind of within the aspect of just waking up from like a bad dream or something like that within those ordeals. Kind of like the way that movies would kind of happen within like the product of like if someone drinks and drives or something like that within those ordeals. Kind of similar to like the Butterfly Effect movie, some of those type pitches, but it's just kind of aspect, it's not within the horror type sense of that, but it's just kind of pitch of just like it just has a very distorted type aspect now within the fair as to how you would look after that when paying attention to the product, whether you would just be looking after like the phrase as far as talking about like having like some drink and Moscato in your system, good pitch. I mean, it's actually a pretty balmy type album. It's just kind of pitch that I think just the surrealness, the nostalgia factor is up on this album pretty good within these pitches, which is not a problem. It's just kind of pitch as far as saying most of the time it has like it's not so much in like the factor of being like a negative type sense of like the nostalgia, but it is kind of pitch as far as saying just the product of just having the aspect of keeping an eye on the straightening as far as this person happens. So it's just kind of pitch as far as just kind of it doesn't veer horribly into negative type territory, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying just the aspect of just paying attention that the turn of it can switch from nostalgia in terms of just reflecting because it's been 3 years since you went to the park or something like that to 3 years, that's the last time you saw them or something like that within those pitches. So it's just kind of variety as far as just paying attention within some of their products. So it's just kind of pitch as far as paying attention. It has a good coin of being able to do that within those pitches as far as like the products of some of these type fairs, just the aspect of paying attention to 2000s kind of R&B and pitches like that. So it's just kind of fair as far as saying but it does that within like the aspect of this kind of like distortion of 2010s type Spotify type noise pitch like that. So it's just amongst the ordeal, pretty trendy type album, some new spins on some of these type ones. It's dope to kind of get like an I'm Sprung kind of revamp from T-Pain, some of those type pitches, getting it more adapted. As classic as that song is, it has like the stretch of just being more 2005, 2006, but Section Type Fair is getting an aspect to like a rhythmic type version of that, circa like late 2019, 2020, some stuff fair. So good pitches like that within the variety. So excellent aspects. It just has some revamps about these, just good re-up with some of these excellent products. So I look after it. There was only one single off this product, which was Jerry Sprunger, as far as these pitch can have, which is the T-Pain song, as far as these pitch kind of goes. This excellent products here, just to say I recommend all 16 songs of this album, so 10 out of 10 within these pitches. But Jerry Sprunger, it's like a good villa and tie-dye kind of summer lit kind of coconut drinks to have within some of their products here. Good pitch like that, just get like a late tan going. Some of their pitch, just good nice one to soak into, whether it's poolside or just the sunlight pitches like that. Some of these type fairs, some of these type varieties, excellent type fairs about it. So it's just kind of pitch, just the same variety as like the original I'm Sprung, with just a little bit more within like the tropic type sense about it. Just has a little bit more kind of Jerry Sprunger is actually pretty faithful to I'm Sprung as far as these pitches can happen. So it's just kind of pitch as far as saying just the aspect of just getting like a new revamp of that particular tune for folks who may not as full on remember that particular song. So it's good pitches about it. Excellent type fair, breathing some new life into it as far as this supposed to happen. It's a classic type song, definitely within those pitches. Classic 2000s R&B for folks who don't as full on remember T-Pain from those particular times. It's a good type pitch. Some of that type variety, one of his standout type hits from that particular era, the 2005-2006 era. So it's good pitches amongst some of that. It's basically just kind of like getting a more auto. This the way Shaggy would kind of have some, at least particularly with that particular song, T-Pain kind of gave off vibes from like Shaggy from like the early 2000s with songs like It Wasn't Me. Some of those type pitches, just one of those type ones, just with auto tune on it, kind of within those pairs. This particular song is just that same variety. It's very much Villa type music with the aspect of just having like a Hawaiian shirt and like a wife beater underneath that within some type of ordeals. It's good pitches like swim trunks, some of those type pairs within it, just smoking like cohibas. Not to say with tobacco, but just the pitch of just having like good tropical kind of swishers and blunt wraps, good pitch like that. Sounds like just mid pitch, but definitely getting like a tan. Miami Vice type players, pitches like that, good type varieties. That's another promotion about this album, just being able to say, just being able to look after within the variety about some of these. But yeah, the rest of these songs I recommend as well as a good pitch like that. So Beauty and the Benz, the hit type one. This is the Snoop Dogg type one. This is basically, I'll try to point out some of these type ones if I can remember them within pitch like that. This Beauty and the Benz is basically the Beautiful by Pharrell and Snoop Dogg as far as these presents happen. This one's like a dope Neptunes and Snoop kind of Fiesta spice to get on syrup, I'd say here, pitch like that. So it just kind of has that vibe. It's not quite as like fast paced like the original Beautiful type song was, just the pitch as far as saying just kind of has like that slog factor about it. It's kind of a staccato kind of bust move, just real hot type one. So just some of those type vibes out of like the early 2000s where you get those spring break and kind of more Cancun, Mexico type vibes, just kind of more poolside pitch like that within some type varieties kind of about it. This kind of pitch of, this puts like some good kind of 2010s type staccato-ness about it within those particular type of appeals. This kind of aspect of just like a slurred type factor, the way you get some of those, just when you think of like a folk like particular Kurt Cobain's, the way he would have like those particular kind of gap pause type vibes about within pitches, just kind of variety of discs like the record skip type aspects within some of the pitches amongst the product kind of about it. It's kind of a little bit more trendy within pitch, but just kind of more slug type act. Not quite as much rhythmic kind of shake your ass type fare like songs like Hot in Here and particular Beautiful were back in like the early 2000s, but just good type pitch for just like some of that type variety of disc good spicy type occasion to get some combos going on top of that. Just have like the notch, get the tortillas out pitch like that, sunset radio's good pitch like that. The Fargo Splash with Ludacris is a hit type one. It's like a good vacay splash waterfalls to get within these. The Fargo Splash, like a good vacay kind of splash waterfalls to get here, just smoked out as hell. I definitely say just laughing at movies, pitch like that. Just have like some pies, oatmeal cream pies, or just pies, snack cakes, some of those stuff with an aspect. Just having bells long with them pitch like that. It's kind of variety as far as saying. This particular one is actually not that terribly similar to Splash Waterfalls within those pitches. Just has a little bit more kind of hotel kind of lobby or just like rec room kind of extra lounge type noise about it. It's kind of within like a smoke room type product. Kind of has the aspect of like a summer home kind of abode type aspect within tones like that. This pleasant kind of sunlit room pitches like that. It's kind of the fare behind it. It's definitely within products and movies like Spanglish, Sunset Fares within aspects as far as those tones can have within the pitch. There's good flares about it. Real pastel colory pitches like that. Sunset varieties is plain and pleasant, but good excellent fares. It's good pitches like that. Kind of have like the variety of just, yeah, busting and gut laughing to some of those type flicks pitches like that within the fares. Bell laughing along with it. Good fares about it. The Take is a hit type one. This is the most popular song off the album according to Spotify. Good pitches like that here. It says, yeah, if I didn't say it had Chris Brown on here, but good pitches like an excellent kind of R&B boom bap kind of put it down type tune pitch like that. Some of those type varieties, very much like Shut It Down by Drake. Just I think Chris Brown, I don't remember which particular album. It might have been the 2009 one pitch like that. I need to get some more of those type ones. I do own those particular ones, but it's just been a while since I listened to them. But this one of those particular slow jam type ones, just from the aspect of just like it's going down tonight type vibes pitch like that. Just kind of a lush kind of pull aside to get here. Just long day type fare. Just the pitch of just like screw it, done with it, post up, pitches like that. Just have like some spicy Doritos for fares like that. Just from the aspect of something kind of good, excellent kind of party favors within those pitches amongst the fray about it. Just for more domain type noise. Just some tens to kind of get to. So this kind of aspect of tending, having bell in mind, pitch like that. Miss the fare, just like the cater type fare, but just more in a. It's not so much in a cater type aspect as if making up to as if there were like problems within pitch, but just kind of more 10 type territory, just like, hey, you know, let me take your shoes off, some of these type pitches with an aspect fares like that, miss the pitch. So just kind of fair, just good pitches about it. Still Waiting is a good type 1 off here. This is a song. It's an excellent type here about this one. This is Can't Help But Wait. This one is Can't Help But Wait by Trey Songz, pitched like that. This good type variety, just as hitting as it was back in 2007, pitched like that. It's like an excellent kind of druid out winter head trip to kind of get here. Just the more fact about it. So there's a little bit more slog type fact, just like a super sprung type song as I hear. Just definitely within the mode as far as being on one pitch like that. Bella got you feeling right pitch like that, but kind of missed like some hustle fare. So it's kind of within the original type fare. The original Can't Help But Wait was kind of like a winter type brush. It just kind of more calmer scene within the fray. It just out within the frolic of the neighborhood within pitch like that. It's kind of the same variety, but just kind of with an aspect of probably good smoke type factor. Just kind of it has a dope kind of bruised and moody type fact about it within these pitches, just kind of within the aspect as far as the fair is going to happen. So it's just kind of the aspect as far as talking about within the variety of just like flashback and kind of nostalgia type factor within some of these type ones that are more true to like the original type song, going to have that variety just kind of within like a kind of slideshow things as far as this pitch can happen. This excellent type fair is getting towards that sort of particular type product, but it has the same apple kind of biting typeness the original song type has, just a little bit more kind of within like a warped kind of probably having like a few grape swishers in your system, pitch like that. Just missed the fair, but just kind of pulsating type 1, but good pitches just amongst like some favorite type runs, pitch like that. Go pick up some Star Crunch for a flame pitch like that. Some separate deals, good fares about it. Room 112 is a hit type 1. Now, this is one like not as full bound sure which particular song this stems from within these pitches. 112 kind of did more ballad type where they had like obviously they had hits like Peaches and Cream, some of those type ones, but kind of they didn't. They were kind of they had a degree of issues putting out further type hits apart from like the dance club songs pitched like that, but some good type fares. Room 112 is like a Spotify bleed, a residential kind of bop along I'd say here. Definitely gives me like some lit kind of Ashanti vibes just when you think of Ashanti from 2002 album. Some of those type fares that just kind of was like an R&B kind of snack run type song. Just favorite runs for Bay pitched like that. Some of those type fares just pick up like a movie like The House Bunny with Anna Faris. Some of these type pitches. Like the House Bunny with Anna Faris pitch like that, some stuff where deals just missed the pitch of kind of just getting the product of it. It's dope to get like some good kind of R&B snack run type fair pitches like that amongst some of these type fairs amongst it, just kind of within the products, so this kind of neighborhood bound, kind of within the same variety more or less. It's like Still Waiting, but just not as much more steadfast when pitch, a little bit more just kind of a frolic type one, just from the aspect of it, but it's kind of neighborhood type fair, very similar like I was saying to Shanti from 2002. Yes Sir is a hit type 1. Now this is by Pretty Ricky within these pitches of like the second it's the second single off of Blue Stars from 2005, Your Body, as far as those presently happens. So just that particular commerce, just in a late shift type fare. It's like a good demon time kind of cruise around to get here. Warp, but on one, I'd say pitch like that. So it's kind of fair. Now, not say within the legality, within the aspect of DUIs, pitches like that, but it's kind of fair. Just kind of that particular just tone to like most of the distortion of this album. Just kind of whether it's personal kind of distortion, just with an aspect of like slog type factor, but just on one pitch like that, just pick up some Chinese fares like that, some Funkos, things in mind for Bella's pitch like that, kind of some Gliss type fun. So just appreciating like the product, like the night rounds pitch like that, just getting it amidst like the night shift kind of fray amongst some of these type aspects for these first happens. This kind of surf around kind of past like the hours at 6 o'clock p.m. Then pitch like that, just appreciating like the pink and kind of starry kind of bright light skies pitches, some of those type fares about it, just good aspects. Pretty faithful to the original song by Pretty Ricky, good pitches like that. A Fool's Tale Running Back's a hit type 1. This has Ashanti on here within excellent aspects. This is like the foolish within these aspects for as the fair's gonna have. This classic R&B song from the 2000s hit #1 pitch like that. Just good Ashanti staple within those fairs. It's like a retrospect. This particular one's like a retrospect, kind of a gassed and surreal kind of reflect to kind of get here. Just hella come through, so I'd say in mind for this particular fair. Now within the aspect, just the particular foolish type song within those pitches, the original one within those products is just kind of after effect of this. Some type factors to just the gripe of just the melodrama that folks like TLC and Destiny's Child would kind of do on the regular pitch like that. It's just those same type varieties. It's kind of within that aspect, but just does it in a more late 2010s type sense. Definitely probably has some spoilage in mind to kind of get to. Just rack up a few of these with said folks, with said flames pitch like that, same stuff where deals just kind of fair about it. So it's just a good shot in the arm and re-up within that particular variety. Ashanti feels right at home on the new edition within these particular fairs about it. So it's just good excellent products about some of these here. This is a very trippy type album. Just nails the appeal of doing that within. It's not as much full bun trippy within the aspect as far as like being on like, how, like things acid and fairs like that. This particular shrooms and whatnot, fairs like that within those products. But it's just kind of fair as far as saying this aspect of just like it kind of is like, it's just kind of like a mental kind of debilitating type album within these pitches. A good type product, definitely nails the appeal. This being like a just a head slog of a product, just in terms like the personal type fare, which is excellent type pitch, the way it kind of gets towards it. Very original type flair within the pitch as far as these first can have, but it's this kind of pitch as far as just saying having the straightening on there, good pitch like that. If You Got as a hit type one, this it was originally by Fabulous off of his 2003 album Street Dreams. Pitch like that. I think it's Can't Let You Go or Never Let You Go, one of those type ones. Pitch like that. But excellent type fair, good top 5 single. It's kind of uncommon that it pops up nowadays. Definitely forgotten gem. But If You Got is like a nice summer lit kind of porch grazing and light frivolous kind of memes to have here. Pitch like that. So it's kind of fair. Yeah, definitely some light frivolous kind of memes. It's kind of not to the point of this like where it has to be like making sure that they're just like ravenous pitch like that, but it's kind of light, it's kind of nothings and fairs like that. Just Fritos nearby, sometimes that fairs just some gays as well, just kind of romantic, just kind of with an aspect, just kind of after effect of just appreciating like the fair of a day where nothing kind of real productive kind of goes on within the fairs versus pitch kind of just time to blow and time to kill within those pitches, but not mad about it within songs that pitch. So it's just kind of variety. Some of those type of products. Good assortment of songs happen like this back in like the mid 2000s. When you think of like a hit song like Slow Motion by Juvenile, it's just some of those kind of summer stretching type ones for just like the slag at just like 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock p.m. kind of sunlit evening. Some of those type fairs pitch like that. Good type fair. Best of You is a hit type one. This has Maya on here. Now I'm not familiar with like the particular song where this stemmed from. Was good type pitches. She had like some hit R&B albums in the 2000s. She was kind of like Khalees within those pitches, kind of uncommon within like the full bound type format, but definitely had a good series of gems pitched like that. It's good aspects. Best of You is like a solid kind of get it together amidst like some dazed kind of slump, kind of makeshift, I'd say. This 2010s kind of radio, I'd say here. Some of these type fairs, just, yeah, 2010s kind of radio R&B, definitely within these pitches. It's very fluffy type song. This kind of pitch, so just the aspect, some of those type fairs, just the particular tone of just more within the makeshift type varieties. Good type pitch to get towards some of these type ones, just the standard weekday kind of report pitch like that. Now, this is different from the way 2010s R&B kind of happened with those rainy day type ones when you think like the fair, the way Rihanna and like folks like Rihanna and Pink were kind of doing things. When you think of some of those type ones, like songs like Stay by Rihanna pitch like that, some stuff fairs and aspects like that, the way particular Starlet's kind of did. It also feels like particular just late 2000s kind of R&B, similar to folks like Mary J. Blige and Neo. Similar to folks like Mary J. Blige and Neo, pitch like that, a little bit of Jay Holiday in there, some stuff aspects. So this kind of ton, just like that particular radio snap, but just getting towards the product of like the day to day in like an R&B type fashion. Less kind of pop like Rihanna was in the 2010s, but just more the aspect, just more R&B type flavor, kind of rhythmic kind of makeshift. So good pitch like that with good flares about it. Another one similar to that is The Cry within these pitches. This has Mario on here, good pitch like that. It's like it's like a solid kind of amidst brunch and early commute to get in like a trendy kind of 2010s glam, I'd say, about here, pitch like that. So it reminds like Kanye West, a little bit of NF in there, just folks like that within those varieties. Kanye West for like the Life of Pablo days, some of the stuff, Asterix and Tone, just good to go. For like a Hardee's run, some of the stuff pitch, just to miss like the early breakfast type fair, just pick up donuts for a gal as well, some of the stuff pitch from the variety. It's kind of aspect of just being a morning bird for a little bit, pitch like that, miss those ordeals. It's kind of the grog factor, whether it is winter type fair or just the pitch, just like the gray skies pitch like that. It's kind of some hop to it. There are a few of these on here that do have like some hop and fairs like that within these pitches. There's another one I'm going to talk about on here. Some of these type ones, particular like songs like The Cry, songs like Best of You, songs like Still Waiting, some type ones. There's another type one I was thinking of on here, kind of Blowing Minds, another one within some type pitch. So just varieties like that. Trying to think of some other type ones I haven't talked about on here. Love You Gal / Love Sounds, the hit type one. This has The Dream. These are 2 songs that The Dream did around this time. I think one of which was falsetto, the other of which was I Love Your Girl, pitch like that. Some stuff radio's excellent type pitches here, good products about it. It's like an intoxicating kind of dance floor zone out to get within these products as far as these pitches can have them just making some mean moves and speak within these fairs, just really being roughneck with particular flames as far as these pitches can happen. So there's the variety, the spicy type night within pitches, kind of the fair. I mean, it's not so much spicy within the product like the instrumentation, but it's just kind of fair, just kind of being this more ravenous kind of night within some of the pitches. It's kind of leaner game as far as those pairs can have just in the aspect. But later on when it switches to falsetto, it kind of gets to more of like it switches to boom bap kind of slow jam type fairs, similar to like the Take and fairs like that. Some stuff pitches within it. A little bit of beauty in the bends, but not quite as spicy. But it's kind of aspect Room 112, some stuff fairs within it. There's songs like The Trade pitches like that. So good products about it. Speaking of The Trade, it's a hit type one. The trade has Jagged Edge and Jermaine Dupri on here, good pitch like that. The trade is like a slog, kind of red hot, kind of boom bap, kind of re-up and replenish to get here with them pitch like that. So this kind of fair, just back on the scene with Flames in mind, pitch like that. Songs that fair is just a lit kind of Spotify lounge and songs like a lit kind of Spotify lounge and drama as far as these fairs can happen. Just kind of lengthy within these fairs. It's kind of lengthy fair as far as these fairs can happen as well. Now, not to say lengthy in terms of it being a gripe or fairs like that, but kind of pitch as far as saying it's going to be around for a while. This kind of aspect of this. Flames in mind for a while as far as these pitches can happen. So this is the aspect as far as saying it's not the product now. But then some of these more slow gem type ones kind of pitch it brings back like that sort of aspect. These are not as much ballad type fare with them pitch when you pay attention. That's an aspect that's kind of missing from this particular album in the 2000s type fashion. But this kind of pitch in this slow gem type fare the way that like Drake, Chris Brown, particular Trey Songz, certain aspects like that would kind of get to some of those type varieties amidst like the pitch. Jamie Foxx, even that he's kind of a cat that's missing on here as well. But just the pitch as far as saying is paying attention, like the product of this. Appreciating like the loud pack and the embellish of the night as far as those press games. So just miss the pitch of just like particular fares. Just some of these Spotify lounge type ones are kind of within pitches. Just as far as like mood being real aspected and perfect within those pitches. As far as like the formats can happen. Just to miss the fare. Just like this the aspect of the mood being real aspected and perfect and connecting within the fair as far as like the pitch of just like consistent type fair that's more within the pitch of just like the variety. So this basic playlist type thrills within the pitch as far as the fair's gonna have just within aspects as far as like the particular product of it kind of goes just within the aspect of just like typical kind of Spotify lounge type bleeds, but just with a little bit more kind of just a little bit more dramatics about it, just more smokiness within the flavor as far as those pitch counts. So this kind of the aspect compared to this, like when you think of like Tinashe or like Weekend type fare, some of those folks that just have a little bit more kind of rhythmic, kind of serenade type fashion, just has a little bit more loud pack, just more with the bravado kind of about it, and like an R&B type sense. Another one I don't think I've talked about on here is Thoughts. This particularly has Lloyd and Lil Wayne on here, good pitch like that, and I'm not as full buncher. There's only so many songs that Lloyd and Lil Wayne did back in those times. I don't know if it's from like the 2008 type renditions. Definitely different from the song You, I remember from them, pitch like that. There's this kind of variety as far as saying here, good pitches. This is like a swamped and enjoying kind of extravagant kind of throwed sessions, I'd say, pitches like that. And by throat, I mean getting tore up with like some drink Patrons in your system. Some of these type fairs, gins, good products like that, gin and juice, Kool-Aid, some of these type pitches. It's kind of some abode kind of tangos pitch like that. So it's kind of more dancing at the home, less kind of at like social venues pitch like that. It's more kind of just bust a move, just more domain bound, good pitch like that. Just some low lights kind of bombs to get on top of that. So it's kind of fair. Just feeling romantic, just in the housebound typeness. Just have like a plate of ramen nearby. Have like a plate or bowl of ramen nearby, pitch like that. Some stuff where deals in the aspect, just like the fair particular, just lights, dim lights and kind of smoke factory type high pitch like that. So this ordeal, just showing off the pad pitch like that, sends up ordeals, just within pitches like that. Good low mid tempo kind of jive within some of those type aspects, excellent pitches. So just as far as getting towards some of these type ones, I don't think I've talked about. Another one within a makeshift and commerce type sense is blowing minds within pitches like that as far as these fairs going to happen. It's particularly nice one's like a druid, kind of not in the mood, kind of errandine and favor one, I'd say, here within these aspects. And by that particular pair, it's just a pitch of having to do some things, but kind of just not so much within the aspect of really not to cause a scene and kind of have like the argument saying you don't want to do it. But it's just kind of pitch of if it is like 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and you're just like, damn it, or son of a gun, son of a bitch, some of these type fairs in the aspect. It's kind of a chilly, groggy kind of huck to it, fairs like that, but kind of a cloud push for this fairs kind of just the aspect of this. In certain type varieties, there's usually not the fair of much kind of room for just like the venting and getting pissed off within some type varieties if you're going to have like these particular fairs. But it's kind of pitch of just some of that type factor, just like kind of with an aspect of just like the factor, just morning type hustle or just AM type product, or just getting towards some things, whether it's just the cold outside or otherwise type fairs, but just kind of the grog type factor, some of those type aspects about it. But yeah, just good shit, get it done, send stuff fairs to them, pitch like that. It's kind of variety amongst some of those type products about it. It's kind of one of those jump type songs where it pisses you off in the beginning, but later on it just has the payoff factor. So it's just pitch like that, miss some of those type aspects, good flair about it. Say in terms of favor runs and pitches like that, some good type fairs. Broken Promises is a hit type one. Paying attention to these varieties to some further type fair. Now this is one I wasn't sure where this particular song stemmed from, but pitches like that, some good type aspects. It's like a trendy kind of 2010s kind of Spotify lounge, and just Broken Promises like a trendy kind of 2010 Spotify lounge type tune to get pitches like that. Just kind of lounge evening fare. Just some of these type aspects. Just have like a plate of wings, cook for yourself. Good pitch like that. Cold beer, definitely some good varieties like that. Just kind of a vibe check type song. Just keep like Flames kind of particularly straight and pitch like that. So just kind of within the fare about it. It's kind of pitch. This one's a simpler type one, just more amidst the kickback, but just kind of variety, just like having like the smooth factor, trendy kind of gentleman's type tunes, and like penthouse type varieties pitched like that amongst the stuff where deals with good pitches like that. Trying to think there's other type ones I haven't talked about here. For the most part, I think that more or less takes care of it within these pitches. There might be one other type one. So yeah, that's the fair about this album pitch like that. So 10 out of 10 album, social score is going to get a 10 out of 10. Like I said, just the after effect of just the way that this album hits like a ton of bricks within these aspects. Just kind of after effect of just good nostalgia kind of have. Pitch like that, just going through the medley and the slideshows, some of these type fairs pitch like that. A lot of these do have some familiar type aspects, paying attention to some of these type ones, the Ashanti songs, the Fabulous songs, the Ludacris songs, since I pitched some of the aspects as far as these fairs going to happen. 112, some of these type folks get pitched like that. Snoop Dogg, some of these type pitches, T-Pain. So it's just the pitch as far as paying attention towards it, getting towards some of these type ones. But it's just kind of pitch as far as saying it's just the after effect that I do like. It's pretty dope within these pitches, the way it kind of blurs between like negative and positive memories pitched like that. Just being able to say within the after effect, it just kind of does it in like a flashback that just kind of has the variety as far as just like it does in like a negative kind of positive variety, just to miss like the freight, just like reflections and pitches like that, and miss some of those type of ordeals just within the aspect of like the goings on of kind of been. It does it in a particular kind of like trendy type sense as far as the aspects can happen. So it's just missed the fair as far as just kind of keeping the factor of having like the balance in the fray as far as just picking up those donuts, going for like those morning kind of errand runs within those pitches that you may not want to do. Not to say that aloud, but just pitch like that. Some stuff fair is just the makeshift kind of on top of that. Some stuff fair is just keep your shit together. Some stuff pitch within the aspects as far as like the variety kind of about it, just the after effect, just some of these type phrase pitches like that. Vibe checks and just kind of amidst like snack vibe checks and just kind of amidst favor run type fare, just within the rhythmic type aspect, just appreciating like vehicle wise type shit pitches like that, and some of these type ordeals just miss the aspect of like, you know, curling up with like particular good vacay type spots with DVD movies like Spanglish and House Bunny, some stuff pitch. The accent aspects for us is probably gonna have good type fares, good price, get some smoke product in your system. Some of these type fares have like Moscato, some of these type fares Alizé, some of these type pitches on top of that. So not as much full bound extravagant with like the pitch and talking about like the full bound tear up. It is on here, but it's kind of pitch as far as saying that probably shouldn't be like the primary, or even in second case probably shouldn't be like the primary, or even in some cases secondary type pitch. Now within varieties, to how I would look at things, probably I would still say it's going to be pretty close to like those aspects, but it's kind of fair as long as like the aspect of things kind of being in green light type zone is really nothing to worry about. So it's kind of pitch, just the only real thing to factor in is just whether or not the folks are going to be kind of aspect with whether or not that should be the tariff type factor is going to happen. But just throw it in pitches like that, just being able to say, but look after it. So yeah, 10 social pitches like that. In terms of the future, like Tory Lanez did put out an album in early 2025. He's amidst like an 10-year prison sentence, some of those type pitches, but he's been in prison since at least 2023. So it's probably going to be not too much longer before he gets out. Pitch like that was this kind of fair as far as he's probably going to have this some excellent type fairs. This is a classic pitch like that, just being able to pay attention towards it, just blistering type varieties, just paying attention to this product here. Real good staple and good charming kind of shot in the arm of just like a nostalgia trip, and good pitches of just reflections and just aspects of just like the tone of just reflections and nostalgia for like the 2000s and rhythmic type flares that give it like some new job within like 2010s type fashions.